Hi everyone, in this video I am going to talk about Bals-Scheiman reaction. This reaction is generally used for the preparation of aryl fluorides. So it is actually thermal decomposition of aromatic diazonium tetrafluorobromates into aromatic fluorides. In other words, we can say that it is conversion of aryl amines or aromatic amines into aryl fluorides or aromatic fluorides via diazotization and subsequent thermal or photochemical decomposition of aromatic diazonium tetrafluoroborates. Now, these diazonium tetrafluoroborates can be, the general formula is ArN2 plus BF4 minus. So, here the diazonium salts can be of different kinds. We can have normal diazonium salts, like we can take aromatic amine and treat with nitrous acid to get a normal diazonium salt, but those salts are generally unstable. So, instead of that we can use diazonium tetrafluoroborates. The reason is, if we have tetrafluoroborates as the counter ion, so they are quite stable and they can be obtained in higher yields. Or we can use aromatic heterocyclic diazonium tetrafluoroborates also. Now here, why do we need to carry out this kind of reaction? Why can't we do direct fluorination reaction? So the reason is, if we want to carry out direct fluorination reaction, so we take aromatic ring. Here I have shown you example of benzene which is treated with fluorine in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, that is a Lewis acid, to generate fluorobenzene. Now this kind of reaction is actually not feasible because it is example of electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, and this reaction is highly explosive in nature. We can do direct chlorination, direct bromination and also direct iodination reaction. Those reactions are quite feasible. So, electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction in those cases is possible. But in case of these fluorides, this kind of fluorination reaction is actually not possible. So, aryl fluorides cannot be obtained by direct fluorination of aromatic hydrocarbons due to explosive nature of the reaction, and this is the reason that we carry out Bals-Scheiman reaction. Now first thing is, here we need to prepare this aromatic diazonium tetrafluoroborates, that is ArN2 plus BF4 minus. So how to prepare that? So first thing, we have to do diazotization of aromatic amines in the presence of hydrogen tetrafluoroborate, whose formula is HBF4. Sometimes instead of using BF4, we can also use PF6 minus, that is hexafluoroborates, or SBF6 minus, that is hexafluoroantimonates. If we use, these are the modified version of this reaction, because if we use hexafluorophosphates or hexafluoroantimonates, then yield of aryl fluorides is still higher. So PF6 minus or SBF6 minus can also be used instead of BF4 minus. These two are modification of Bals-Scheiman reaction. So here is the general reaction, in which first step is formation of aryl diazonium tetrafluoroborate, in which an aromatic amine is treated with nitrous acid HNO2 and hydrogen tetrafluoroborate, that is HBF4, to generate aryl diazonium tetrafluoroborate. And this on thermal decomposition, sometimes we can do photochemical decomposition also, leads to formation of aryl fluorides. So in the overall reaction, there is evolution of nitrogen gas, elimination of BF3, and this diazonium group, that is N2 plus BF4 minus, is replaced by fluorine atom. So wherever the diazonium group is present, you just replace that diazonium group by fluorine, you will get your product. So if you have some amine, So instead of NH2, you have to introduce fluorine atom and you will get your product. Now here I have shown HNO2, that is nitrous acid, but nitrous acid is actually not it cannot be isolated, it is generated in situ. So in situ generation means it is generated during the reaction, because HNO2 is quite unstable. So we, for the preparation of HNO2, we take sodium nitrite, which is treated with HCl or any other protic acid, and during the reaction there will be a generation of nitrous acid or HNO2. So this is the way how we can generate this nitrous acid. Once we get this nitrous acid, then it is treated with this HBF4 and aromatic amine, and it is converted into, aromatic amines are converted into aryl diazonium tetrafluoroborates. So here is the mechanism. So in this case I have directly shown you HNO2. For diazotization you can refer any reference book because that is a mechanism for diazotization that is quite simple. So that I have not shown over here. So first step is formation of aryl diazonium salt, where nitrous acid is treated with HBF4, that is hydrogen tetrafluoroborate. So the OH of nitrous acid, the oxygen of that nitrous acid abstracts the proton from HBF4 minus, which generates this kind of oxonium ion, where we have this OH2 plus. Along with this, BF4 minus will be there, because this is a positive charge, so it has to be associated with negatively charged species. So that negatively charged species is BF4 minus. Once we get this protonated nitrous acid, so there is elimination of a molecule of water. The lone pair of this on this oxygen will shift between nitrogen and oxygen, and there will be elimination of water molecule. So there is loss of water, and we get an electrophile which is called as nitrosonium ion, which is NO plus. This nitrosonium ion, which acts as an electrophile, then attacks on this aromatic ring, that is our actual starting material ARNH2. Now the second step, so once we have got this electrophile nitrosonium ion, then second step is attack of this electrophile on aromatic ring. So here the driving force is the lone pair of electron which is present on the nitrogen atom of aromatic ring, because nitrosonium ion is electrophilic in nature. So the lone pair of electron on the nitrogen of NH2 will attack on nitrogen of nitrosonium ion, and these electron pair will shift here. So we get this positively charged intermediate. From this intermediate, then there is deprotonation. So suppose this proton is eliminated, this proton is eliminated. So this is that proton. Okay. Then there is intramolecular proton transfer, means one proton is eliminated and other proton is transferred from nitrogen atom to oxygen atom. So there is this proton is transferred from nitrogen to this oxygen atom, generating this intermediate which is Ar N double bond NOH, a diazo compound. Once we get this, then the proton which has been eliminated in previous step, that is added in the next step. The lone pair of electron on the nitrogen will abstract this proton, and here the driving force is the lone pair of electron which is present on this nitrogen which is attached to aromatic ring. So another oxonium ion is generated. Here you can see OH2 plus, so that is called as oxonium ion. So whenever we have OH2 plus, next step will always be dehydration. Again the driving force is lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom which shifts here, and there is loss of a molecule of water, and this leads to formation of aryl diazonium salt. So here I have written BF4 minus. So this BF4 minus is always associated with these positively charged species. So we get ArN2 plus BF4 minus, that is diazonium salt. So this was the first step formation of aryl diazonium salt. Once we get that, then there is decomposition of aryl diazonium salt, which can be either thermally, that is in presence of heat, or in presence of light, that is photochemically. So, here on arrow you can write thermal or photochemical. So, here what happens? There is cleavage of bond between the aromatic ring and nitrogen atom. Here the driving force is the formation of or evolution of nitrogen gas. So, there is evolution of nitrogen gas and an intermediate is generated, which is Ar plus, that is aryl cation. So, whether we carry out reaction thermally or photochemically, the same intermediate Ar plus is obtained. Now, we have this nucleophile BF4 minus, so that attacks on the aromatic ring, which leads to formation of aryl fluorides, and our byproduct is BF3. So, here remember, just one fluoride ion, that is F minus, does not attack. Instead, tetrafluoroborate ion attacks on the aromatic ring, and we get our product, that is aromatic fluorides or aryl fluorides. I hope you have understood the mechanism. It is very easy. Now, there are certain drawbacks of this reaction. First thing is, if we want to carry out thermal decomposition, that is one of the step. So, if that thermal decomposition is carried out on a large scale, then there is danger of explosion. Explosion may occur. So, instead of that, there is another option. We can use pyridine in hydrofluoric acid, which helps in carrying out reaction on a large scale, and the reaction proceeds smoothly even on large scale. So, instead of using that tetrafluoroborate ions, we can also use pyridine and hydrofluoric acid. That is the modification of this reaction. Also, this reaction is specially useful for the preparation of aryl fluorides, which are already having some polar substituents like hydroxyl group, methoxy or trifluoromethyl groups. So, if any polar substituent is already present on the aromatic ring, then also we can carry out fluorination reaction. So, this is the first example or the very first reaction which was carried out by Walz and Scheiman. So, here we have aniline, which is treated with HNO2, sodium nitrite, and HBF4. So, this sodium nitrite will generate nitrous acid HNO2. Okay. So, this leads to formation of aryl diazonium tetrafluoroborate ion, which on photochemically or thermally leads to formation of fluorobenzene. So, aniline is converted into fluorobenzene. So, this direct fluorination of benzene to fluorobenzene, that reaction is not at all possible. So, this is the way how we prepare fluorobenzene. This whole N2 plus BF4 minus is replaced by fluorine. So, here is the mechanism where we have this BF4 minus and the diazonium salt. There will be elimination of nitrogen gas. We get this benzene cation, where this BF4 minus will attack. There will be loss of BF3 and we will get our product, that is fluorobenzene. This is another example. So, here if such kind of bulky structure is given to you, first thing you check on arrow what is given. So, here you can see sodium nitrite and HCl, that means diazotization is taking place. Diazotization is carried out for aromatic amines. So, look out for amino group. So, here we have that NH2 group. Second step is HBF4. So, whenever you see HBF4 means it is Walz-Scheiman reaction. Third step is decomposition. So, instead of NH2 you just introduce fluorine. So, first this NH2 is converted into N2 plus BF4 minus, and then that whole N2 plus BF4 minus is replaced by fluorine, we get our product. But in this reaction the overall yield is actually 20%, 22% only, because of the bulkiness of the molecule. These are the two other examples. So, as I told you in introduction, we can use aromatic heterocyclic diazonium tetrafluoroborates also. So, here I have given you example of one heterocyclic molecule. So, you can see NH2 over here in this structure. So, you just replaced by NH2 by fluorine, and also here instead of HBF4, HPF6 has been used. So, the yield of product is 47%. In the second reaction also, NH2 is replaced by fluorine, and here also instead of HBF4, HPF6 is used and the yield is 43%. So, if we use HBF4 instead of HPF6, then the yield is still lower than 47% or 43%. This is another example where here in this molecule you can see this NH2 group. So, first this is converted into diazonium salt and then HBF4 is added to get this fluorine instead of NH2, that is fluorinated compound. So, I hope you have understood the mechanism. If you have any difficulty, you can put it in comment box. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.